Welcome back, tourists, to another episode of Tabletop Tour Guides, where you're always gobbling up each adventure. I'm one of your hosts, Drew, and I've also got one of your hosts here, John.
Hey,
and our other host, Mike. And today we have got a topic that, at least we've talked about it a lot. It's very close to us, I think. It's very close to me, at the least. But it's been something we've been working towards all year, the three of us plus our team. It is the grand narrative for Warhammer 40,000, which I like to dub as like kind of the community says is like the love letter to Warhammer fans, right? It's the crown jewel of fun narrative play for Warhammer 40,000. That's what we're going to be talking about today, what we did to get ready for it, what it is, and some other tidbits there. But before we jump into that topic, just like always, what's on the table and what are we drinking? Mike, you want to start us off?
Well, I'm drinking. I've got about, I don't know, a third of a side peach left right now. And then I'm going to jump up and go grab me some Glenlivet and sip on that for the duration of the episode. But on the table right now, I've been messing with my Death Watch stuff. Got an army list figured out. Got a few pieces left to paint. Got one dreadnought almost done. I got one left to do, and then a I don't know what the tank's called. Repulsor? Something.
Repulsor Executioner.
Is that what it is?
I think it's an impulsor.
Impulsor for transport?
No, it's not a repulsor executioner, and it's not an impulsor. Then it's just a hover tank with guns. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got.
We looked it up. It's not a Lancer, and it's not a Gladiator or a Valiant.
These guys are here. These
it's a Valiant. It's a Valiant.
Oh, it's a Valiant. Okay.
It's a Valiant.
So I got that left to paint, and then I think I'm done because I don't think I'm gonna paint Sir Mix-a-Lot that goes in Canis Rex. Because I don't want to. I don't like the model, and I don't want to paint it.
Yeah, I used one of my Kill Team guys for mine.
That's what's been on the table for me. I'm ready to get on to some other things. Not that I'm tired of painting these guys, but starting to paint more just makes me want to paint more. And I've got a big project that I want to start here pretty quick, but I've been holding off till I get this done. I've got War Pro to paint. I've got Halo to paint. I got to get Halo painted before next weekend.
Are you playing in that?
Maybe.
I might be too. We'll see. So, John, you have a whole box. You should play in that.
I'm not painting that.
I don't know
how to.
I don't even know how to make a list yet, so I got to figure that out first.
You bring 5 models, you sit them on the board. That's your list.
Yeah, you just bring your whole box and say, "Hey, which ones can I play with?" And then they'll.
Well, so I don't want to overcommit and paint too much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's an army builder. That's official.
An official army builder.
Now I finished this, so this is no longer on the table. Side peach, very good peach sour from Prairie.
So. Tell me about this.
So you can drink like shit tons of them.
So tell me about this. So War Crow, are you doing? We got a War Crow League coming up too. Are you going to do that?
Yes, 100%.
I need to announce that. I need to post that probably tomorrow. You need to post that.
Yeah, I am.
Chill out.
I have like 2 models to paint left, and I still need to go off and buy the War Rig for the Hegemony.
Yes, you do.
So that is one model I need to go up and get.
I'm putting that on my calendar right now to post that tomorrow. I do need to do that. Give people some time. That'll give people about 2.5 weeks to get some stuff. So, well, cool, Mike. I'm excited to see you playing more. I know that Grand Narrative has kind of been a focal point for all 3 of us. So it's cool to see that. It's almost like we need events to really push us to do stuff.
Well, sometimes. Sure, because that's the thing that compels people to do things. Otherwise, I'd just be sitting around painting random fucking models, right? it.
And there's people that do that though.
It just doesn't make. Well, sure, right? But I probably wouldn't have painted Canis Rex. I probably would have painted, I don't know, something else.
Put a
Bellator.
painted feline jacks.
Could.
Yeah, the chaos version. They need to do that. Why has that not happened?
So,
Well, cool.
but yeah. So, yeah. So I want to start playing more. But the difficult thing for me in this whole grand narrative thing, right? And we'll get to this in a little bit. Is I still don't know how to play 40K. So there's that. I mean, let's just go ahead and
You,
get that elephant out of the room. And
but you've got as of recording, you've got a game with one of our teammates tomorrow.
tomorrow, 5 o'clock.
There
He
you
just
go.
Yeah, so really it's 6 o'clock.
There you
Dude's gonna have to go mow.
does time change tonight?
Huh?
No, time changes next week.
No, I'm
Is it
talking
next
about you're
week?
gonna be late.
Oh no, I don't have to mow anymore this year. I don't think.
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'm hoping I don't have to mow anymore this year either. The rain's scaring me, but I
It
think we'll
might
be all
make
right.
I but I planted a whole lot of grass. My grass is coming up really nicely because the army worms ate all my fescue. So I got that all planted and coming up, and it's all looking nice and lush. And so yeah,
Nice,
got the
nice.
turtles in
Well,
today.
cool.
Going to redo their whole pen this winter, and going to plant some grass over there too.
Nice, awesome, good deal. Sweet. What's the before we move on to I'm gonna have John go next. What's the first model after Warhammer Grand Narrative? It even could still be Warhammer, but after your Grand Narrative list is painted, what's the first model you're gonna do?
The first model I'm going to do after the grand
Yeah. So
narrative.
once you're done with the Grand Narrative project and you're moving on to the next thing,
Yeah, what are you most
what's
excited for to
yeah
paint, like right after all that?
yeah
Most
what's the
excited to paint.
Yeah.
Um,
no or just do
Or
what are
just
you
do,
doing
I guess
next?
do.
Quit
I'm
giving them
Yeah.
multiple
probably the most
questions. You
excited to
can't handle
paint
too much.
Warcrow stuff because I really want to paint some demons. I really like demons. I really want to paint some
Okay.
demons. But what I'm probably going to paint right after this stuff is just jump into the Halo stuff so I can get going on
Yeah.
that. Because I'm going to take some stuff with me on my trip this next week. And so if I get my stuff done in the next 2 days, which is what my goal is, if not, I'll be taking this tank with me or something. But I'll be painting Halo guys because I think they're not that difficult looking to paint.
Man, and I have seen some really cool, like, and I'm not saying this in the more typical, like, just get them done mentality, but I've seen some of those minis take super well to contrast paints. And
Mhm.
like more, and again, not like the like just throw it on there contrast paint, but like kind of how like Trovarian uses like speed paints, where it's like they're more just like glazes and stuff. And I think it's because some of those sculpts don't have very deep cuts to them. And so you want that more thinned down paint to like really seep into the whatever grooves there are, you really need them to be profound. So
Mhm.
I've seen a lot of people use those. You might look into doing some of that. But
So yeah, that's probably just not how I'm going to paint things right now. I'm just trying to get better
okay.
in general and work on techniques and stuff because it's been so long since I really painted. There's, like painting is so much different. Like it's pretty amazing. We all talk about technology and things in other areas and stuff, but man, when the internet started going and the hive mind started going and all these different paint formulations came out and stuff's easier to work with and you've got access to better brushes and all these things, painting is really just taken off. And there's painting now is so much different than when I used to paint, I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. It's dramatically different. So
Yeah, I mean, you look at Golden Demons from a year ago, and then everything that just got put out from Spiel. I mean, right? Like
Yeah.
they're not even the same. I'm a Golden Demon painter 20 years ago. You know what I
sure.
mean? Like no disrespect,
Yep.
but
Yep.
I,
For
It
sure.
just keeps advancing, Now you got different inks coming out, different paint consistencies. It just changes and changes and changes.
I mean, those guys back in the 90s, man, as long as they could block color in, like, okay, they were winning awards. There wasn't even
hmm
shading or blending or anything. It was just fucking, I don't know, just straight lines of color.
yeah, painting the
So
lines. Yep. Cool. Halo it is then. John, what's on the table for you and what are you drinking?
What I'm drinking is I still have this Chardonnay from a party we had. And it's just called
Oh,
The
if he's
Prisoner,
drinking
and somebody brought
Chardonnay,
it.
I'm gonna go get me some Chardonnay in a second. Then
So it's
I
just what I have left over, and I needed to get rid of it. So
like Chardonnay. I actually bought 2 bottles of Chardonnay today. So yeah.
Is
so
that
yeah,
wine?
yeah, it's wine.
I don't like wine.
We have a couple of people bring wine, and we're like, yeah, we'll drink it.
I have a glass of Chardonnay every day.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
I do that, but I think my work would frown upon me having alcohol in my
What?
breath.
It's for heart health. That's all you gotta say.
There you go.
Yeah, but I don't
My
do
doctor
wine.
recommends
That's
it.
why I drink wine.
So that's what I'm drinking. What's on the table? I have very few left Ultramarines to at least get them battle ready. I would love to have the time to put the decals on and everything, get them really, really looking nice for the grand narrative. I have a costume coming in soon that I gotta still just get the final details on. I'm gonna go as a tech priest, is the idea for grand narrative. Simple robe and stuff, not going crazy. And then
With
if we
nothing
want
on
to say,
underneath it.
yeah, hey, it's breezy, it feels great. Let me get one of them kilts, man.
Hey, I'm just saying that is a good tip for that event.
What's that?
Breathable clothing.
Breathable clothes. Yeah.
Yeah, it gets hot.
And then if the question is continuing like what I'm going to paint as soon as I'm done with the.
Oh, I didn't ask you that. But John, after you're done with
go ahead.
the
Let me guess. Another Ultramarine.
I think you should say, Joku, are you Drujita?
Drujita. Yeah, we did the names are
I
we had
that while Mike was talking. I was like, what's that
some
say?
Dragon Ball discussion, and we were talking about Mike needed to be in the hyperbolic time chamber for painting.
No, whenever I'm done, I am finishing up a couple models for the Infinity stuff I have for Pano.
That's what's after grand narrative stuff.
Yeah. So
Sweet.
I think the first model I'll spend time on is the Jodam.
Nice. Okay, that's a cool one.
It's a tag.
Yeah, it's like the most armor in the game. It's pretty. It's pretty hefty.
That's a model I kind of want to paint too. Is that he brought up? I kind of want to paint Perseus too, because I need him in my list. So, but anyway,
getting some Infinity going. Yeah, you're not gonna do any Warcrow, John. There's a Warcrow league coming.
I am gonna do Warcrow. I probably will have them done before I even get the Ultramarines done, because like it's two models.
Oh, for the Ultramarines, it's just 2 models left?
No, for the Ultramarines, I got probably like 7 or 8.
But you only got a week.
Dang. Yeah, we only have a week.
Week and a half.
Week and a half. Yeah, I'm trying to get like 5 games in between now and the time we leave.
No shit, and 3 of them are going to be with me.
That's fair. I'm happy to do that. I just need to learn my Custodes at this point.
The good news is because I did not know for the teams event if paint was required, even though you did say, and I forgot. I did wake up one morning and night, and I painted at least battle ready. So they are battle ready and based already.
That's good then.
So even if I didn't get anything done between now and then due to some circumstance,
you can go play.
I can go play.
Yeah, the bar. Well, I don't know. I'm not gonna. Let me just put it this way.
This one.
Like all levels of a hobby are welcome at this event. So
here's a model I got done. He's not even in my list. This is just the ancient, and I don't have him shaded. I don't have highlights, but it's got the battle ready. It's got the base. It's done.
Nice.
So
I love it.
And the base you couldn't really tell. It's just asphalt, but I usually add bricks and stuff in there. But it is based.
It's based. Yo, man, that's so based.
It's so based, buddy.
That's so based, brother. Brother, that's...
I'm going to jump in because I just saw this sitting on my desk. And I have to
found a model.
I don't do this ever. But Game Envy, it's the best fucking palette. It's just the best. I'm just saying. It's the best one.
Yeah.
Like what palette, you're saying?
Yeah. I've used them all.
I don't know.
I've
I've
used.
I've
You talking about the
I've
dingwall
got
one? That
I've got
dingwall?
Display,
Yeah.
and I don't know,
So
man. I've been using Display for a long time. They're a great set of tools.
they are a great set of tools, but their wet palette is second to uh, um, Game Envy.
Game Envy.
You know what I
Yeah.
really
Interesting.
need? I need to clean this out, but I used it this morning.
No,
So,
I really need to
uh,
I really need to clean it out.
well, like one of those nice dispenser paint cleaners and stuff for this thing. Like this thing's nice, but like you've seen like the ones where you can like dump the water and you know what
I
I'm
just use a
saying.
coffee cup.
So we don't talk about that.
You use a coffee
Yeah,
cup?
we don't talk about products we don't sell.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yes, I use
That's
my
funny.
Frontier Wargaming coffee mug. It has a magnet on the bottom of it that sticks to a little thing so it doesn't fall over.
Wait, what is
I
that
would be
from?
so
I've seen that
scared of
logo.
picking that up by accident.
What'd you say?
What is that logo from?
Frontier Wargaming?
Where have I seen that from?
I don't know.
Anyways, yeah, I have an old War Machine and Hordes coffee mug that I have had for like 10 years.
Yeah.
That I use.
No, my stupid ass. I would sit there and be painting, looking really heavily at it, pick up the mug and drink the wrong
Well,
mug.
the idea is that you put a whole bunch of stuff in front of it,
Yeah,
so you
I'd
don't
still-
have any way to really pick it up easily.
I'd find a way.
So the idea is that when you dipped for 30 years, you always look before you drink.
Okay, well,
That's valid. That's valid.
I was just gonna say for Drew, since he does the tongue licking off the paint, he's just like, oh yeah, it's all in the system anyways.
Right. What is that, Mike?
Yeah, what was that?
It's a plant.
Nice. Well, John, anything else to talk about in your world?
Tell us what you're doing, Drew. I want to know what is Drew working on. What is on the table for you? What have you been up to? And what are you most excited to paint?
No,
when
and
you're
what am I
finally
drinking?
done with
For
it?
Drew, the thing
And what are you drinking too?
Thing's down there for 3 months.
So,
I know,
before
right.
we get into what I've been talking about for the last like 12 episodes, I need to mention that the drink I'm
Oh my
having
God. I'll be right back.
is the beautiful Indian malt Paul John whiskey with the gorgeous elephant box that I adore. I love this box. And it is the official, unofficial whiskey sponsor of the Tabletop Tour Guides. So, big fan of it. It's so good. That's what I'm having today, just like I've been having for the last few episodes. So good. I love it. It's so smooth. It's sweet. Oh, it's so sweet for I mean it's not sweet. You're not gonna like drink it and it's gonna be like it's not gonna be like soda. But for like whiskey, it's so sweet. It's like
Well, that's
really
good.
sweet and smooth. I'm also having a monster.
No problem
But-
mixing those. But is it
Well, I'm
any
not-
Midnight Sentinel?
No, I haven't had any Midnight Sentinel since the episode, unfortunately. So what am I working on? I'm working on the same thing I've been working on.
There it is,
Which-
guys.
Yeah, this is the
Take photos
Saturnine,
now.
right? Yeah, this is the Saturnine Dreadnought that I am going to be using as a Telemon. I got the legs done on it today, and I've started the top half, the torso. The goal is to just do it in sections, so like the legs, then the torso, and then the arms, and then I have the shoulder pads. There's 2 broad shoulder pads here, and then 2 on the back, and I'm going to be doing some freehand on the shoulder pads.
Nice.
So I would think I wanted to get the legs done because I didn't want to glue them to the base and have to paint the legs. So I got the legs done so I can at least go play with him like this, because he's on the base. Because everything else in the army's done. The whole army's finished except for this guy for the grand narrative. So I need to start getting games in. So I got him the legs done first so I could play with him. I'm going to try to get a few games in with him this week. I would like to get him done. I work Friday evening, not Friday day. So I would like to get him done Friday. At worst, I work Saturday evening. I could get him done Friday during the day, or like if I don't get him done Friday during the day, I'll get him done Saturday during the day.
Yeah.
but I would like to get some games in Saturday before work. So we'll see. But yeah, this is the last thing for my Custodes that I have to do for the Grand Narrative. I have like another 20 models of Custodes that I also need to do just to get like the collection done.
Yeah.
So whenever I start doing tournaments next year, I'll be ready to go. There's only a couple things that I don't have that I'll have to get down the road, which is the grav tanks and the jump pack guys, because they're all Forge World, and so I'm
Hmm.
hoping that they make them uh, plastics soon. So we'll see. But I'll probably take a break after this because I don't have any like competitive tournaments coming up for a little bit. So I'll probably take a break after this guy and work on some other stuff. Which the first thing I'll do after my grand narrative project is done is probably Warcrow, because I don't have a like fully painted playable 250 points Warcrow army, so I'll probably noise. So I'll probably do that. I'll probably get Warcrow going. I have a Halo team already painted up, so I could go play Halo at that event as well. I'm going to try, but it's all going to come down to, again, to how much I have left to do on this Dreadnought. So we'll see. Um, I would like to do, man, because I've got the banished brute box for that. I also have the Warcrow army. I need to get my orcs done. I need to pick up like what's coming out soon is like the rock golem. I need to pick that guy up and paint some Warcrow orcs, and that's probably what I'll do first. But then I also have, try to look and see if there's anything else. I have to at least build the Hellsmiths of Hashut box because I'm gonna do a spearhead tournament that is at Unplugged in December.
Is that a
So
full 2,000 point list?
no, spearhead.
Oh, Spearhead. I don't
Yeah, you
know why
should
my
sign
mind
up for
blanked
it
on
and
that.
go, Mike. That'd be
Yeah.
cool if you could go. I mean, it's just a starter box basically. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I think Spearhead's really cool. I want to get my dudes built so that way, as soon as we get back from Grand Narrative, I can start playing on Tuesdays and learn how to play Warcrow. And I know Chris, one of our teammates in Scions, has been wanting to play. Did I say Warcrow? I meant Age of Sigmar. So I can start playing Age of Sigmar with him. And so it's cool because the Hellsmiths box is just the spearhead, so I just need to get it at least built to go play in that event.
Yeah.
And then after that dust is all settled, I've got Halo, I've got Kill Teams, I've got Age of Sigmar, I've got Warcrow, I've got an Infinity Army, two Infinity Armies because there's another one coming out that I need to get. I have my Golden Demon,
Yeah, you're not
plural.
busy at all. You know.
Yeah, so it's not gonna stop. Thankfully, I mean, like that's all that other stuff like is pretty much all skirmish games. So, and the Hellsmith stuff doesn't have a ton of stuff out yet, so I
Yeah,
don't really have to like.
so all my stuff, and we're getting off track from where we meant to go. But I'm going to start on a Golden Demon project. It'll be the first painting contest I've ever entered, other than ones back in the day that were associated with tournaments that you just got judged on what you brought.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't paint very well, so it's just something to keep me painting and have something to you know start off and aspire to get better. And hopefully I'll just go and enter this year, and next year maybe I can get a notable or something like that, and then just keep trying to go up the chain.
Yeah,
But
I'd love
I've got a
to.
pretty aggressive idea in mind for my project, and I don't know that I can totally pull it off, but we'll see.
I'd like to win. I think one of mine I'm gonna do is I actually really feel like my Blood Bowl orc from last year is really good. And I'm kind of taken aback that it didn't do as well as I thought it would. But
Just
I've
reiterate.
talked to. Hush, I'm talking. Oh my gosh, you're spoiling it for the listeners. Jeez
No one's
Louise.
listening right now.
Well, they are in the future.
But that's not now. I haven't spoiled
Well,
anything.
you're spoiling it for them live. Their
When will
first,
then be now? Soon.
yes, yeah. So I'm gonna re-enter it with a different plinth. Um, and so I've talked to my mentor a bit about it. I'm not very keen on like re-entering stuff. Like if it's done, it's done. You know what I mean? Like cool. And especially if you won something, I'm not gonna like if it won something, it'd be different. It'd be like I'm not entering it ever again. Like in my mind, a piece gets a year, right? It gets a season. I'll enter it in every single thing, in that season I can, and then after that I'm done.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't really get a season last year. I did just Golden Demon. I didn't get to go do any other painting comps that like a lot of events will have painting competitions at them, and I didn't do any of those. Like I didn't do any events that had those,
You didn't do
so
Reaper
I didn't.
Common?
Yeah, so I didn't really
Sooner
do any other. I didn't.
You didn't give it as much attention or chance to try to win something, basically.
Right, and so I think I'm going to. I'll have 3 entries. Is the hope a duel, a old world, and then a Blood Bowl. And the Blood Bowl will be just a replinth because I think the model's fine, but the plinth is super weak on it. It's just a square block. And so I think if I redo the plinth with a little bit more effort, that'll do a lot better. So that's the hope. We'll see. So, anyways, we can keep yakking on and on. We might do maybe a Golden Demon episode in like 6 months. I guess that could probably just be part of Adepticon. A Adepticon episode. So, anybody
Let's
got
get to
anything
the
else they
top.
need to say?
No, I think we need to get on the topic.
Well, that's the episode, everybody. Thanks for jumping in. Wow, nobody stopped me. The other hosts are just
All right,
all
you guys
right,
later.
cool. I can
It
go
was
to bed
fun.
early now. No. Let's get
After
on
yesterday.
to let's get on to the topic, which
Sure thing.
is the Warhammer 40,000 Games Workshop Grand Narrative in Atlanta, Georgia, 2025. And the idea is not just to like talk about the event, but like the focus is going to be how we 3 planned for it. What did we do to prep for this event? Before we jump into that, briefly, here is a short definition of what this event is. If you're a new listener, or maybe you're a bad listener, and you haven't heard us talking about it for the last like 10 episodes, because we've been talking about it for a while. I've been painting this same freaking dreadnought for like 12 episodes now.
It's like me and my Thousand Sons. What are you doing, Thousand Sons?
Thousand Sons.
Problem.
Right. That's right. How many left? 999. But so, if you don't know what the grand narrative is, this is a brief definition that I kind of came up with of it. It's a totally immersive 3-day Warhammer 40,000 narrative experience with custom crusade missions, role play with the proctors and organizers of the event. That uses the crusade rules, like the Crusade Warhammer 40,000 rule set, and it has a living mission set. And what I mean by that is, like, not only are they custom crusade missions, but they can change on the fly. Like, you could be halfway through your game, and somebody could come in and completely change the mission. So it is a living event. Like it is a constantly moving thing. Something could happen 2 battlegrounds over and change something going on in your battleground at live. So that's what Grand Narrative is. It's pretty cool. It happened. It only happened I think twice last year. But just an example, the first round, the mission was to seize the enemy ground, and so you were running across the board to get into the enemy deployment zone. But the next thing you know, I think it was like a satellite blew up or something, and stuff started falling from the sky, and it was an evacuate. They came through and they're like, everybody needs to evacuate. So the mission completely reversed, and the goal was to get back to your deployment zone and evacuate. So
Yes.
you're playing
You were
3
like,
rounds
man.
of a game trying to get across the board, and all of a sudden now you have to run back. It's crazy. So stuff is happening all the time. and it's really cool. So that's what Grand Narrative is. There's a lot more details than that I'm sure we could express. There's a lot of stories. I've gone 3 years now. This will be my 4th year. It's only been going on for this is the 4th year of the event. This is Mike and John's first event, first Grand Narrative event. And so I really want to stress the answers to these questions, maybe with those things in mind, right? As them being newer, as me being maybe a veteran, I'll try to, what do they call that? I'll expound on some of that a little bit. But a big chunk of what this episode's going to be is not what the event is, but how did we plan for it? We will have, the next time you guys see us, we will be at Grand Narrative in Atlanta. We're going to be doing a lot of shorts, a lot of live stuff, or maybe not live stuff, but shorts. We'll do some recording there. We'll be talking about it. So if you want to know more about like what the actual event is and how it's going, be sure to stay tuned for that. I want to start us off with John. Let's go through and just kind of go through the checklist here of like what you did to plan for the event itself. By mainly just going over the like, why did you want to go to the event? Like, what's the biggest reason you're wanting to go to this event, John?
Honestly, like I listened to you and saw the pictures and everything from you going last year. And I was just like, that sounds like a lot of fun. You told me about how the missions went, how the rooms were set up, and all the things that you've seen while your time was there. And I was like, that sounds awesome. I've never been to an event like that before. I've never been to really any big events that have those nice themes going on. So I really just want to try it. Like, I have a lot of things in my life that I have on a bucket list, and like I put this on there, and it's like I have to go to Grand Narrative at least once.
Gotcha.
So.
Yeah, I mean, like, I would say our community is kind of like very green to narrative play. Like, we don't really do any of it.
Right.
And so this is kind of a first experience for any of our guys are going, because we're also going with 8 of the 11 people in our battle group are Oklahoma guys that we all know, and I'm the only one who's been before, and I don't think really any of those guys do any kind of narrative play, crusade, or anything. Like we tried to do a little one this month before it, and that's as close as we've really gotten. So, Mike, what's your biggest reason for wanting to go to this event?
Well, so I'd like to start playing games. Getting away from home and the shop, affords me like focused time to be able to do that. When I play at the shop, if I play during hours, I'm constantly bombarded by employees, customers, other people playing about things that aren't related to the game that I'm trying to play. So that's one. Two, I've never played a narrative miniature-based event ever. So I think that'll be cool. And three, I haven't played a competitive game of 40K since version 3. And the last tournament I played was version 2. So, yeah. So kind of all those things, and when we started talking about going, I got excited about just being able to play, and so decided on a faction that I would take based on the faction that we were all going to be, and I started going towards that, and then some things changed, which we'll talk about in a little bit, I suppose. So now I'm down a different road, but I'm pretty excited just about playing Warhammer in general, and I think this will be a very good, not that I feel pressure anyway, because games just don't make me feel pressure, right? I mean, they're games. But this will be a more casual way for me to get into a tournament-ish scene,
Yeah.
And not have, a lot of weight put on, oh, you've got to go 3 and 2 to get to day 2 or something or whatever,
Yeah.
like in Legion, whenever I played Legion,
Star
there were
Wars
a lot of
Legion.
people there that it was a lot of pressure on people to get to day 2 and that kind of stuff, because if you lost your second game, you weren't going to day 2, And
Yeah.
This, I mean, you're guaranteed to go all the way through, and the emphasis is put on a lot of other things. And I think it's cool. I think team things, which we were talking about pre-recording here, I think just team things and camaraderie that you have with your teammates and stuff is just kind of cool. You know, we've got a team name. Uh, you know, people are getting gifts for one another. There's Discord chat. There's all this kind of stuff. So it's really just getting, you know, pretty cool as far from that standpoint too. So I think it'll just be a really kind of fun event to go to.
Yeah, and you know, I didn't really ever think about it from one of the angles you said there, which is like it's a more casual like way to get games in, because you could even not even care about Crusade. And I mean, a lot of people go and they don't do any of the Crusade part. They just play games. But the way the event is spaced out, it's a
Mhm.
very relaxed and comfortable way to get in basically a tournament. Nobody's really, I think, trying and going. I mean, I'm sure there are, but not a lot of people. Like the emphasis is not winning; it's to have a good time and tell a story. But like, if you want to get 6 games of Warhammer in, normally you're having to go to like a tournament, and that's like, all right, it's in 2 days. You're playing 3 rounds a day. That's like 9 to 10 hours straight of just Warhammer for 2 days in a row, and like that just is not attractive to some people, especially if you're newer trying to get back into the competitive scene, or just not even the competitive scene, but just the event scene. Where this event, like you said, it doesn't matter about necessarily winning or losing, and you have 2 rounds over 3 days, so or 2 rounds a day over 3 days, and it's like a game in the morning, a huge lunch window, a game in the evening, and then a huge dinner window, and then you're doing like, you know, a bunch of cool like narrative role play briefings and stuff, and so it's like I never have once been at this event and felt like, oh man, I'm so exhausted or I'm so rushed or anything like that. And so like that's actually a really good thing to point out is like if you're wanting to just go get 6 games in and get away from home and just play, like it's probably one of the better events to do that.
I was gonna say when you were saying no rush and everything, I was like, is the I don't know. I'd have to do the research. Is the rounds a little bit longer than normal to just give people a chance? Like, is it still time to like 2.5 hours for
I don't remember
matches?
the round times, and that I feel like should just tell you how relaxed it is.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like I don't ever remember like there's not people walking around and being like you have 20 minutes left or whatever, right? I don't ever remember anything like that. I'm sure there is a round time, but it's probably like 4 hours.
Yeah.
So because I want to say, I mean, I'm sure I could find it out. I think there's, oh, is it in one of our briefing packets that we got? They sent us like the itinerary. I'm gonna check real quick because I want to know.
Yeah, while you're checking that, I'm gonna agree with Mike too on the I didn't
Three
say it, but
hours.
3 hours.
3 hour rounds?
I
Okay.
mean, that's still pretty nice to have. And just 2 games a day, like you said, that is
Yeah,
very
so if you put
relaxing.
like 9 to noon and 2 to 5, I mean, that's a pretty easy day, and it
Yeah.
leaves room for a lot of fun too. So that's one of the things, you know, also with the casual pace of play is that when you were playing competitive Legion, like
Hmm.
there was no time. There was no time for lunch. There was no time for anything. I mean, you were literally just playing from fucking dawn till dusk that first day. And if you made it to day
That's
two,
some of the missions.
it was the same thing for the second day. What'd you say?
No, I'm just looking
Dawn
at
to
the
dusk.
I'm just
Oh,
looking at the command briefing and
so
it says dawn to dusk.
that's one of the things that you know is also pretty attractive is that it's not just balls to the wall playing all the time. While playing is kind of the focus of what the event is about, it's not, right? You're there to
Right.
play 40K, but the focus is not just on solely on how you play. And you know that's evident in the lists that people take. It's evident in the way that people, like us, for example, we're all playing the same faction. If we were going
Yeah.
to a competitive tournament, we wouldn't all be playing Imperium armies. You know, I mean,
Right.
Right.
you know, we just would. Drew might be
Well,
playing Xenos. I might be playing Chaos. John would be
right.
playing Blueberries. You know,
I'm even wearing blue to
Well,
represent.
no, I
and to
see.
give some examples of that, like the two people in our battle group that are playing guard are bringing like the most bananas list. Like Jesse, one of our teammates, he's bringing 3 Bane Blades. It's like
I just think it's awesome.
where are you seeing that anywhere else but here?
Right.
And then one of our other teammates, Joe, or well, one of our battle group members, Joe, he's bringing. I want to say is it 60 cavalry? Like it's the most cavalry you can have in a single guard list.
Nice.
That's kind of cool, though.
Um, and it's super cool. Yeah, no, it's awesome. Maybe it's only 30, but I think because I think it's 30 Attilan Rough Riders and 30 Deathcore Krieg Riders. And so it's like that's his list. And it's like, yeah, he might win every single game. Like I don't know if he will or not. I don't think some people will know how to handle 60 horses, man. But like, I mean, if he's not playing Pink Pony Club the whole time we're playing, I'm going to be disappointed. But like,
No, that's after your game. You go over and you just
yeah,
start
I'll just
playing his
like
theme music.
blare it. Yeah. Oh man. But so I'm just like, where are you seeing that elsewhere? You know, like
That's
you
fair.
just don't run into that very much outside
Yeah,
of this event.
I think there's, you know, a lot of this stuff, and we're getting off topic again too. It's that, you know, I have to wrestle with myself a lot on these things and how I enter games, and it's one of the reasons that I don't play a lot of stuff because I'm relatively compulsive and I'm all in and I want to know everything and be very competitive and do all and it you know it stems from way back whenever I was little, but you know when you're in Magic and you're playing competitive Magic, that's all it is, man. Like you don't want to go sit down and play Command. You know, you just want to play.
Right.
You just want to jam games with your modern deck or your standard deck or whatever it is you're playing. And you know, with this, it just allows me to just play and not
Right.
really worry about what the results are. Now, I mean, I want to win, you know, or do the best that I can, or at least learn while I'm going through it, which there's zero chance that I won't learn, you know, which is a great opportunity for me. But you know, it's just that the focus isn't on all on winning, and it's not going to be. It doesn't feel like when I'm going to it, there's anticipation and there's excitement and stuff, but there's no nervousness about pressure or winning or those kind of things. And so I think right off the bat, it really starts to make for an exciting trip to begin with, rather than are you wrestling with, man, am I bringing the right list? What's the meta going to be like? Am I going to do this?
Right.
Am I going to scrub out and go 0-3 day one? And, you know, then I'm sitting around with my thumb up my ass for the next 2 days, you know, like what if, what if we were all going to LVO, right? As opposed to this, it's a 3 day tournament, right? So what if we're going to LVO? We're all bringing different lists, but the pressure and the type of event is so vastly different that you could literally be sitting there for 2 days playing side events and stuff while the rest of your team is, you know, over there kicking ass or doing whatever they're doing or limping along, or but that are in day two, and you just got, you know, there's zero chance mathematically you can make it to day three. So why the fuck
It,
even play?
and the ticket is very expensive for those types of events, and the ticket for this event is also very expensive, or it can be, I should say, if you depending on which one you get. But like, but you don't feel that cost, right? I'm not worried about the money I've invested because I know I'm gonna have a good time. It's kind of the, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and
Like,
it's based on the fun and what you get and the experience you have for the money that you spent and your time. Whereas if you contrast this with LVO again, right? If you went and you spent $200 for an LVO ticket and you got your ass handed to you day one, like you literally sit there and you feel like you wasted $200,
right,
and a drive out there and a hotel room and all your friends are still fucking playing and you got shit else to do for the rest of the time. What are you going to do? Go pull slot machines by yourself? I mean,
right.
you know,
Win
that's
some money back.
right. Yeah. I mean, you know, that's just not my idea of a fun time. I would probably go take painting classes or do whatever I could, you know, in the meantime. But like, I don't know, just the idea of this event is so much different than anything else that I could have gone to. Like, I really am excited that this is my first foray back into theoretical, competitive, or organized
That organized
for
play, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
or in any
Well,
miniatures game really, because like the last major organized play event that I did was it was a last tournament I played for War Machine in before Prime came out, so version 1 of War Machine. So however long ago that was, like, fuck, I don't know, forever.
well, let's move along.
Yeah.
Unless John, did you have anything you needed to say?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, we're gonna start with you again on this next one. So, what army are you bringing, and why did you bring what you did? Now, not necessarily like, oh, I brought Space Marines because we're playing Imperium. So just for the
Right.
listeners, we're playing Imperium. The whole team is, because we all have to be. If we all wanted to be on the same team, we all had to play the same super faction. So we're all playing Imperium. So John, what did you end up bringing, and then why did you bring what you did?
So I'm bringing the blueberries, the Ultramarines. And I really brought them just because they were basically my 10th edition army, I would say. Like I started them in 10th when 10th came out and made up the whole army. I've got like 4,000 points of models now. And I was like, I'm really going to try to get to know my rules of these guys, really try to get okay. Like, I really want to get really good with them and play a lot of tournaments recently. But to me, like, the grand narrative is like my last big event with them, you know? And I've just loved been playing them and everything, and the rules have always changed, and I've adapted here and there, but this is like my closing the book for them, because as we know, it's rumored 11th edition will be coming out next year, and I'm ready to start another chapter with another army. So
Right, like we could be talking about what are we playing in the 11th edition grand narrative this time next year, right? Assuming the rumors are true and 11th edition is coming out, which I would suspect it will be this next summer. We'll be having this conversation about a whole new edition. I like that.
Right.
That's definitely a cool reason. I mean, like that's like I think a lot of people follow that kind of a rubric, right? I'm going to play this army, for this whole edition, or for
Right.
this big update, or for this season, or whatever benchmark they need. So that's really cool. Like it's a last hurrah, right, of sorts. So
Yeah, it's
that's
like
pretty
it's like
cool.
the final thing for they're going on a crusade, they're doing the last thing, and then I'm
They're
gonna
not coming
just
back
close their
because
I'm closing the book on
Ultramarines,
these guys.
nobody wants them back anyways. So
Not except GW. The year of
that's true.
chaos, guys. Year of
Yeah.
chaos.
Right. Yeah, he says all this, folks, before the new Calgar and the new Victrix Honor Guard and the new, what is it, Sicarius or whatever are coming
Yeah,
out. Yeah.
Sicarius.
I'm sure John will
Assault
be,
Terminators.
yeah. Don't worry, John. Don't worry, John. 11th edition won't be out till next summer. You still got like 6 more months you could play Blueberries until then.
No, I think like I was saying, I think Grand Narrative is the close of the book. I'm
Gotcha.
immediately switching armies right after.
So I'll
Uh,
still put you down in our order book.
I am between two things. So I have the list for T-Suns right now. They need like 2 more boxes, and I'm pretty close to done painting them. And then there's the 3 more boxes I need for Sisters. So I could play either. So I've had a Sisters army. It was what I played in 9th, near the end of 9th, and it's pretty much ready. It still needs to be painted a lot, but they're there. I've got St. Catherine, I've got all the characters, named characters and everything.
Well, if you need Zangors for that Thousand Sons army,
Yeah, I know.
I'm pretty sure they just got back in stock. I'll be looking tomorrow. So, all right. So, Mike, what are you bringing? Why did you bring it?
well, so convoluted. So when we started this thing and I was going to get back into playing, I decided that I was going to go to Grand Narrative and that was going to be my way back in. I decided that I wanted a low model count and easy to play. And easy to play from the standpoint that they're kind of all the same, and it's a very low model count. So I decided on Imperial Knights. Um, and I started going towards that, and I traded and bought and stuff a bunch of Imperial Knights, right? So then after that, I had an opportunity to buy an army. And then I had an opportunity to buy another army. Well, then I started looking for opportunities to buy armies, and then I bought 7 armies in the span of about 4 weeks. So, 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 and while doing that, I ended up with a pretty decent amount of Death Watch. And so I like the way that Death
like
Watch look.
easily 3,000 points.
Wait, are you playing Death Watch in Grand Narrative? Have I missed out? Have I been sleeping?
So I have decided to take Death Watch with Canis Rex and Inquisitor Kotaz and Vindy and uh, yeah, that Vindicator and a few other things.
Vindicare.
Vindicare. No, not Vindicare. The Valiant.
I was like, well, he ain't a Vindicator.
What's the fucking tank called?
A Valiant.
Valiant. You know,
Yeah.
and a few things like that. But so Death Watch will be what's on the table for me at Grand Narrative.
Yeah, he got a pretty sweet looking deal going on, and I think like you're having to paint what Canis, couple dreadnoughts, a tank,
Yeah.
and then a couple characters.
Artemis, yeah, Kotaz.
And the Artemis looks so
my
good
Vindy.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That is awesome. That's really cool.
So your reasoning was was mainly for convenience. That was
Well, I mean,
Well, I don't know if that's convenience because like he had the knights, man. Like that's a low model count. He could have.
So it
They-
was convenience. I mean, it was convenience, yes, but it was convenience in the sense that it allowed me to play a much more dynamic army already, right? So I have access to a lot of other things. So I can still take my knight, right? Which Canis Rex is the knight that I wanted to play. So I've got him painted up. It allowed me to take some big robots, so I can do that. It allowed me to take some Terminators, which I was going to do with a Grey Knight Terminator squad ×2 in my Imperial Knights list, just so it would give me something different, right? A little bit different texture. I was going to take Caluxus Assassin with those guys. In this one, I'm taking a Vindicator just because I like the idea of having an assassin. So it just gave me access to some more things, I guess, like a little bit more toolboxy than the night list. And so
there's a lot more to play for sure,
especially since, given that we get to take 3,000 points of stuff, like I've got my 2,000 point list, but I can easily pick another 1,000 points out of good painted stuff right now that I have to take with me, if I so chose, for like a heavy weapons unit, if I felt like I needed to take that, or if I needed a very mobile unit, you know, I can take some jump pack guys or some things like that. I've got that stuff already, and so it was a pretty easy transition for me just to go ahead and take that from a logical and a hobbying standpoint.
No, and that makes total sense. Yeah, I mean, and I think the list you've got that you've showed me looks really cool. We'll get into some more of the details, I guess, in that, and possibly with some of these other questions. But yeah, I'm really digging it, and I'm really digging our whole battle groups roster of stuff. It's a pretty cool looking lineup. We got a couple guard players, we got a handful of marine players, we got some custodies. You know, a little bit of agents, Imperial agents sprinkled in there, which to me, like that that feels so thematic, having Imperial agents, like we're keeping an eye on things here, like make sure this webway incident gets handled correctly, you know. And so I'm bringing custodies, and my main reason for bringing them was because I needed an excuse to get the army done.
You started a project and you hated it after like a week, and you're like, "Oh no, I'm committed now."
Yeah, I hate it still. Like it's. I'm so happy to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's painful. Like I'll probably end up painting another like 12. No, not 12. another 8 guys because I need to be able to play this competitively after.
Mm-hmm.
And then like there's some units I'm playing in the narrative that I wouldn't take to a tournament. But like I got this army mostly from you, John. Like I think like half of it, maybe a third of it, I traded all my Eldari to you to get like one of the old Christmas boxes,
Mm-hmm.
and I got all this stuff, and then I got some combat patrols or whatever, and I got all this stuff, and it's like, dude, I need to do something with this. And so, I could have done Space Marines. I have Imperial Knights. I took them last year. So I could have done something else, but I needed to use Grand Narrative as a commitment to
Mm-hmm.
get this army done because like I hate just having all this stuff and not doing anything with it. So I'm pretty proud that I've been able to get it done, or it will be done in time. But so yeah.
And just so if our viewers don't know and everything, Drew and Mike definitely spend a lot of time making their models look very good. I mean, they are very competitive painters.
You don't?
I spend time painting to the best of my ability. Will I ever feel like I'm competitive level? No. But I paint to
Well,
my best ability. It's not just I throw 3 colors on them and I call them done.
I mean, you
You
can
know,
spend a lot of time still. That's okay.
I spend time on them. I make them look good to where I feel like they look good, but I'm never gonna put them in competitions.
That's fair. Well, you should try
So
it sometime.
I can't
Maybe
deal with the judgment.
maybe whenever you're done with this army, you can do try a single mini and paint it to the best of your ability.
The
All
best of
right.
my ability mini I ever painted was my lion, and I timed
Mm.
myself on him, and I spent 36 hours painting him.
And you don't even play Dark Angels anymore.
And I don't play Dark Angels anymore, which is sad. It was funny enough. Dark Angels was like one of my first armies I got done, and it was Dark Angel Sisters, and then Harley Quinns, and then Ultramarines. But I haven't kept up with Dark Angels since the new Death Knights came out.
Dang, that's a minute now. That's like 2 years ago.
Yeah, so I would have to get. Did they get new Terminators too?
I think
I don't
so.
think I have those either. Yeah, so it's like that's my army back then.
Mm.
Because all my
Well,
Termin. Yeah, but let's go back. Sorry, let's keep going.
no, you're good. You're good. I'm surprised just that. I mean, you had this ace in the hole here that you could have just been like, I didn't get my blueberries done. I'll just play Dark Angels. But we'll have that. We can do an offline conversation about why you aren't playing Dark Angels. Uh, so maybe that's what you need to be doing to get a break from closes. This is John. I've completed this chapter. I can close this book on my Ultramarines. Opens a Dark Angels book, and it's like,
No, no
show
more.
me the difference in these two images. They're the same picture.
I went
Like,
to. I don't want to do a supplement chapter anymore. It would be. I might do Space Wolves, maybe,
no, we're
maybe.
not. No,
But
no,
Sisters is
no.
there. You know as much as I do. I love
We're
Sisters.
we're all right, moving on.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not
Sorry.
going down this
Hey, John, I
hole.
did buy a sister's army too.
Really?
He did. Anyways,
Where did you find that?
all right, Mike, we're starting with you on this next one.
All right.
So, okay, do you have this is to me this is a big one. Do you have a story that you're trying to tell?
So, as much as I'm not into that part of it, really, so Kotiaz is known for um, uh, being the overarching protector of the Formosa section, right? So he killed his mentor because he felt like he was using heretical demonic powers, even though he was trying to use them for good for the Imperium. So he said Kotiaz was having no part of it and like killed him, right? And so
Dang.
and so Kotiaz is a demon hunter and Xenos hunter and heretic hunter, uh, like above reproach, right? So like that's just who he is, and he's just known for that, and he's a hard ass in his sector. So a story that I can use thematically for what this Death Watch is of course Death Watch are Xenos hunters, right? And so whenever we go to our sector, Kotiaz, brings the Dirty Dozen or whatever ragtag, badass group that he can find with him. So he brings, a badass knight in Canis Rex. He brings a fucking Vindicare assassin. And then he brings Artemis, who's leading a Death Watch chapter, along with him to hunt down, the Xenos or the heretics or the chaos intruders into the sector that we're playing in, regardless of what table it is at the time. If we're playing a chaos group, or if we're playing a Xenos group, or if we're playing even our own against our own Imperial faction, Kotiaz is like the guy to fight these other groups because they are bringing harm or potential harm to the Imperium. So that's kind of the story that aligns with my list and what my list is doing. And so I thought Kotiaz was a pretty badass model. I like him. He's got a lot of texture to him. He's something that I wanted to try my hand at painting NMM gold on, and so that's what I worked on him on. I kit bashed him a little bit. He's a little bit different than out of the box, and so he's killing a bloodletter, and he's got a hammer that's not his hammer because he's known for wielding a dual-sided, like demonic killing hammer and stuff. So but that's I'm glad to get to play him, and I was going to play him in my Imperial Knights list anyway, and so that's kind of the story that my army goes with.
That's a very like fitting Inquisitor story, right? Like, I'm gonna rustle up whatever tools in this bag I need to get the job done, and I don't care. You're deputized, and you're coming with me. Like,
right. And
suck, I guess.
And that's what
you
he
don't have
does,
a choice.
right? I mean, he just says
Yeah.
like, we're going to kill these people, and you're coming. I mean, that's because that's just how he is.
That's cool. That's really cool. That's awesome. Okay. Well, dang, that's the bar set. So, John.
Oh God. Well, yeah, you should start with me. I'm lowering it.
So, John, what's your story?
I have a draft, and I have a lot of time this week to work on it, and
John's typing it up.
I have been trying to type it up and stuff because I've been trying to do the research. I am not as much big into the lore as I want to be in the future, but I have been trying to do research and understand like what battles I want to be, and like I've put out a nice draft of kind of what I like, but then we were talking yesterday about choosing a crusade book and the missions and stuff, so I really want to make sure that my background kind of matches with that crusade and what I'm seeking. So nice. I just have like little key points of like here and there of who my commander is, but I don't have it all flushed out. Like I said, I'm hoping to spend a lot of this week because I'm saving a lot of time. I get to not have to drive in every day this week, luckily, and so I get up really early, and I get 3 hours to myself basically before I have to start now.
That's awesome. Are you not using Gilliman?
No, I'm not bringing any epic heroes to my crusade. I'm bringing just captains and stuff like that, because as I learned from Drew and stuff, with it being crusade and stuff, they don't get the upgrades and stuff. But really, Gilliman can only be in so many places at once, and if somebody else runs him, it doesn't really make sense thematically for him to also be on my planet. So I want to make sure I'm bringing something more generic that does not have any epic hero. So no Calgar, no Gilliman.
That's also always been my thing with epic heroes too. Is like, I don't mind it if I see it across the table from me. Like, it's not like, oh, that guy's playing Gilliman or whatever.
How can he?
Yeah, wow. But for me, it's like, I don't like what you just said. Is like, how does this make sense for, like, first of all, is this canon event that's going on big enough that a Primarch would be here?
Right.
Like, would he stop whatever he's doing in the lore to be here right now? And then also, it's like, well, what if there's 20 Gillimans in the event, right? It's like what are we talking about here, you know?
And I took you saying that, and like I said, I've definitely built my list to be like a little bit more thematic around that. So it did not, again, no epic heroes and stuff like that.
I've
It's like, oh, I have
seen
this captain.
I've seen a really cool middle ground, and I'm gonna try it this year for my list. Which is like, so last year, or no, it was 2 years ago when I was in Chaos. A lot of the Chaos guys brought their Demon Primarchs, but they would do tallies and be like, well, if I've cast this many spells, by game 5 I can summon Magnus, and then they would put Magnus out. And it's like, oh, okay. Or like, if I'm a World Leaders player, if I've killed 200 models the last day, I can play with Angron. I've summoned Angron. There's enough skulls and I'm like, that's kind of a really cool way to like, that's a pretty neat, um, you know, lore driven reason to be able to play one of those. And so mine is, I have Trajan. I'll get into mine in a second. But he's not in my list, but he's coming to the event with me. I'll go into a second why. But so what's the story you're telling, John?
I don't have it fleshed out. Basically, I'm just
Tell us
in
something.
there.
Give us a crumb.
I don't have a lot. I'm sorry.
All right,
I don't even have
fair.
it pulled up. I apologize for that. I looked at this one and I was like, there's not really too much to tell. It's going back to the old wars, the Horse Heresy. I'm thinking about making my commander either like a really old Redemptor, just bringing my Redemptor Dreadnoughts.
Oh, that'd be cool.
And have it be like he's been here since the first, like almost near the first, not the first, you know?
Yeah, and they've put him into a new chassis and everything. And
yeah,
that's cool.
And so I'm still flushing that out and stuff.
I mean, and there's nothing wrong with like, you know, you don't have to have like a super detailed story, right? Because like your reason could be the reason the grand narrative is happening, right? The grand narrative has an overarching story
thing, and that's kind of what I'm trying to point at. It's like I want to make sure I'm staying in this, but I'm also wanting to stay in my Crusade bubble, and I'm also wanting to have my own story.
Yeah,
and I'm trying to like link those all up together. It's honestly just the DM portion in me from playing Dungeons and Dragons. I like to link all that stuff up to people's like character backstories and all that, so they get invested into it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, my commander is planning to be a Redemptor Dreadnought. Basically like just leading these troops, and I'm gonna bring Gilliman and I am gonna bring Calgar. I don't know if I'm ever gonna use them, but I will bring them.
Yeah, just load it all up.
At some point, at some thematic thing, I thought about bringing 2 Redemptors, 3 Ballistas, the Pulsar Executioner carrying troops and stuff, and just being like running up with a whole bunch of vehicles and just
super
being
mechanized.
Like,
you know, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Just having fun with that.
That sounds cool. And see, that's to me, that's what Grand Narrative is about, right? Is like bringing these wacky lists. You know, Mike's got Canis and Codiez and a bunch of Death Watch, and like you're not seeing that really anywhere on the table. Like,
you know, whenever I was going through and picking out my Imperial list, you know, I picked up multiple Inquisitors, just because. I think Inquisitors are cool. I played the game Inquisitor. You know, it's always been kind of a thing. And fucking Isaac broke my brain talking about shit one night when we were painting. And I'm like, I don't know anything about this lore, right?
And he opened the book and let me tell you a story.
So
the librarian.
He is our librarian.
So 20 Audible books later, and numerous Wikipedia articles, and whatever that dude is that reads lore on YouTube and stuff. Like, I mean,
is that Bricky?
I'm kind of
like
no. It's oh man, what is his name? It's not Bricky.
It's okay.
Yeah, no, I can't remember his name.
But anyway,
Lupin? Is it Lupin?
No, I don't know. It's okay. I don't know. I'll look it up in a minute. But
carry on.
But
tell us in the comments below.
I never saw Codiez being used in any list ever, in any tournament thing. Nothing like, you know, whatever. And so I thought, man, it'll be cool, because I don't care to be like super uber competitive right now, you know, in anything. So I was going to bring in my Imperialist. Well, he fits in this list too. And like you and I were talking the other day, I mean, like he's got some good things. He gives you CPs, and you say they're hard to get, and all this kind
Yep.
of stuff, and it's just whatever. And so I just think he looks cool, and I'm going to kind of bring him, and he fits in, and you can make him fit thematically and lore wise and everything into this because he's just doing what he does, right? So,
Right.
But that's how I got on him. So
Sweet. Well, my kind of like casual pick is the Dreadnought, because the issue with Custodes for me is kind of like there's not a lot of data sheets, so it's hard to find stuff that's like, well, this is in like every tournament list ever. Well, no dip, they have like 3 units. You know what I mean? like they have Custodian Guard, they have Custodian Guard in capes, and then they have Terminators. Those are their 3 units. Like, I don't
Hey,
be
they
mad
get
at me.
bikes. They
they
get
have
people
guys
with
on
bikes.
bicycles.
It's true. No, they're flying bikes. They're not bicycles. They're
Yeah, they're bicycles.
hover bikes. So like I've got, a bunch of guard, a bunch of sisters, a bunch of, infantry guys. I've got some bikes, but like nobody runs the dreadnoughts. And so the other half of the problem is all the stuff that nobody plays a lot is Forge World. And
Yeah.
so like I would have, if I had all the time in the world and all the money in the world, I would have ran, like, there's a dreadnought detachment that you run like 9 dreadnoughts, and like all day I'd have played that. But I'm not dropping $1,000 on 9 models that
Damn, man, you
are
just really wanted to play Imperial Knights again.
right. Yeah,
Sorry
right,
to interrupt
exactly.
you, but that's what just popped in my head.
Right, and it basically would have been Imperial Knights again. Yeah, but I think it's a really flavorful and cool detachment. And so I was like, well, how do I get someone that? And then the Saturnine Dreadnought comes out, and it's basically a Telemon. It's the same base size. It's got broad, giant shoulders. Pete the Wargamer, shout out to him, amazing YouTube channel. He is like all kit bashes. That's his channel. And he did a Saturnine Dreadnought kit bashed as a Dread Knight. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And it looks way better than the normal Dread Knight. And so I got the kit, and I started tinkering around with his video and looking at like, how can I, I can take Dread Knight arms, and they fit right onto the model. So I can give this dude a giant sword, hammer, whatever I want to give him. So that's my for fun pick. But the story I'm trying to tell is my shield host is the Aquilin shield, which is like all the purple, like they're in gold armor with purple accents, and they are the Custodes that are the personal bodyguards and escorts for nobles in the Imperium. And so anybody that they get told that is this person's important to the Emperor, and making sure, and like the Emperor's well-being, the success of the Imperium, this is a key player in the game for the Emperor, they are latched onto them and protecting them. So it's like High Lords, they bodyguard the High Lords, nobles, things like that, merchants, anybody that they get told is important. And so my lore is I'm trying to send my shield host in to find like missing nobles. And so like maybe there's people that have been lost in the warp or like whatever, like we're trying to, find portals through the webway. And so we're going to try and go and like recover people that were important to the Emperor and at least get confirmation, are they alive or whatever. So, and then Trajan, I have Trajan, and I'm just bringing him because he's cool. He was the first model I painted for the army. Here's my only way I'm going to play him is if it's the last game of the event and we're at the cusp of like if I'm like if I'm like one game away from like breaking even, Trajan would show up to make sure that we don't lose. The Custodes can't lose. Like, so, and what I mean by that is like record is
cool.
like okay, like if we lose one more game, we're 2-4, right? That's the meta terminology. But what it means in the lore is like, is our mission gonna fail? Trajan would like intervene at that point. Like we can't have the mission fail. And so that's the only way I will. Now, I mean, I might lose like 4 games in a row, so it won't matter. But but like that's
he was 0-4 before this, but that one game.
right. So we'll see what happens. But that's the story I'm trying to tell. It's very simple. I'm thinking about like 3D printing tokens to give my opponents to like to place, and those are like the nobles, and I'll have to send characters in to go recover them and stuff. Last year, all the Dark Angels players at the Grand Narrative gave all the Chaos players that they could Dark Angels models, and they deployed them in their army. And the Dark
Oh,
Angels
to
players,
silence them.
the Dark Angels players had to kill the Fallen model in
Fallen,
the opposing army, huh?
fallen.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave them Dark Angels minis to be fallen, and if they were able to give that model back to one of the Dark Angels players, they got a Black Pearl. So it was super thematic, and I would love to. I wish I had more time to like. I would have bought a bunch of Necromunda models that are like because they have a lot of really cool merchants and nobles. But I'm gonna try and 3D print some tokens or something to give my opponents just a little mini game to do. So
I
we'll see
remember
what
whenever I wanted to run Dark Angels at one point during one of the Crusades, and I made a fallen army.
nice.
And I was like, yeah, these guys are all fallen.
Mike should just do that. I think I was trying to get him to do it. Anyways, we gotta get moving on. We're not talking about
Yeah.
Dark Angels again.
Sorry.
So, Mike, this is the, huh? Oh, I know. I've seen
Even the new ones?
I've seen the order slips. So,
Oh, look at
So-
all these we got for the store. Mike's like, no.
No,
it's
I
for
need that.
me."
so Mike, this question is the most important question. What games have you played to prepare for the event?
Well, as we were figuring it up the other night, I have played the equivalents of one entire game
Across 3 games.
across 3 games. I played 2 turns with Kobe. I played 1 turn with Drew, and I played 2 turns with Kobe. So I have 5 turns played so far. So tomorrow night,
of Warhammer
I hope to get
40,000.
in at least 3 turns.
He is ready. He's prepared.
That's all you need to know. Game's that easy. So John, we're just skimming through this one. I knew that would be.
Yeah.
John, have you done any games to prepare for this?
I have played different lists. I have tried other things. What are you saying no for?
I don't think you have, but it's okay.
What do you mean?
You
mean
might have
Woman's
played
Health-
games, but not to prepare
Yeah.
for this.
Like, so, yes and no. Okay, hold on.
Oh, here we go.
I have been preparing for this. Some say for all 10th edition. I'm just kidding
Oh yeah,
now.
since I was born.
I have an idea of what I want to
I'm
play.
gonna wear my
I definitely
element
did
shirt.
try. I really did try a list I shouldn't have tried yesterday during a tournament we went to. So I know I'm probably gonna fall back a little bit into something I'm more familiar with, but yes, I do have something, and I am hoping to play games before Grand Narrative. Sadly, I can't go out this Wednesday, but maybe I can find a weekend or something and get a game in real quick.
Word. I would be down for a weekend game. Well, I have played 0 games with Custodes, but I have played 3 games, I think, maybe 4 of Crusade. So I'll count that as half credit. So
Well, I've played 4 games of Crusade before when you ran that Crusade.
no, I'm talking about this year in the last month.
Oh, in the last year.
Yeah,
Okay,
this month
you're
of
fair then.
October I have played.
You win.
Yes. No, but it was with Tao, so it's like, does it even matter? No. I have
Well-
never played my army, and I am going to have to change that before I go to this tournament. So
I definitely spent a lot more time, and I'm not gonna lie, I spent a lot of time trying to prep for Flying Monkey Con. It was my
Yeah.
second big tournament. The 2 tournaments I went before, I went not even. I lost more games than I won, and so finally Flying Monkey Con, I went 3-2,
you were rewarded. Yeah.
and I was happy about it.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right. Last question on the planning of the event. Mike, is there a key hobby element to your army that you're most proud of?
Probably just that I started painting. I mean, I just started painting again. Canis was the first model that I have completed in a really long time. I mean, and I think I did an okay job on him for like what I would consider myself as a beginner painter at this point. And then my next model was Artemis. No. My next model was Cotiaz, and then I did Artemis. Then I went back to redo Tourguides a bit, and then I did the Vindicare. And so it's just really that I'm just getting back in painting and that kind of stuff. And while I'm not really ashamed of my stuff, I am excited on where I can go from here. I think it's pretty cool to get back into the hobby and stuff. I've got myself a little mobile setup, which you can see right here that I've built myself.
Nice.
It's just a little thing. I bought one. It's not quite big enough, but I 3D printed a paint holder for it. I've got my Frontier War Game thing over there. I've got room for a wet palette and a paper plate right here. I've got a really good light that's both battery powered and plugs in, but it gives me all the light that I need right here. So Drew did inform me the other day that I had forgotten Cotiaz's bird.
Oh yeah,
And so
I remember that in this call, and I was going to say that, but I forgot again.
I don't know if you've ever painted feathers or not.
I have.
I have.
But making, I don't know if you can see these fucking marks, but
Just making those little marks over.
making scratch marks on feathers is a bunch of shit. So
Feathering even.
what did you say?
I said
Feathering
feathering even.
Yeah. And so, like, I think I'm just proud that I'm starting to paint and trying different techniques and just trying to, whether I can emulate good painters or not. I'm taking a lot of YouTube information in, a lot of stuff I see on PDFs and stuff where people have gone down, shared colors and stuff. I've started an art class to learn about color and oil painting on canvases to help me with my miniature painting. So I'm really getting into the hobby aspect of this, and yeah, I've gone a little overboard probably, but I'm pretty excited about doing it.
Sweet. John, what about you? Is there a hobby element that you're most proud of?
Honestly, the evolution from the beginning, I started with my layering. Um, and finally getting them all painted. This is the actual first army. I will have every model painted that I've ever owned.
Dang,
Like
that's
the
awesome.
whole army. Yeah. I usually start something, then switch, start something, switch, and I never go back and finish painting the whole army.
That's
So,
awesome.
yeah, finally having these guys done. But if I pull out one of my first models, like my old Eradicators or something like that, you can tell and I pull out the new ones that I just did, you can just see a clear line of difference of how, and it's still not, it's nothing different. It's just really just the using, slowly building up that color to what you want. And so, I mean, that's my hobby element for my people are just all just layering up.
The evolution of it all. Yeah. That's pretty
It's
cool.
really cool. And I mean, this is way off topic too, but for those of you who don't know, I do own a shop, and my mother
Unplugged in Edmond, Oklahoma.
Yeah, so my mother brought me a backgammon set that she found in like my old room or something, and this was a couple of years ago, and I put it there. And when I opened it and looked at it, well, I guess I had stored all my old miniatures there from when I painted back in the mid '80s. They were Ralph Partha and Grenadier miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. So I literally have stuff from when I was 11 years old. I've got my War Machine stuff, like my Ogre Invoker and some small jacks and some dwarf mercenaries and stuff. And then I've got my first model that I airbrushed and junk a couple of years ago with Caleb and that junk, and then I have this stuff now. So at some point, I'm going to make like a little timeline on the shelves you see behind me back here that have, and it's just for me, but have my timeline of where I started and where I am now. So
That's awesome.
So I do have
have
I've been doing a
on,
lot of renovation in my game
elevator
room. I'm
pants.
redoing the floors and everything. And one of the things I found recently was one of my old models I did a painting class when I was really young for, and it's like this orc I found, and he's all metal. I don't know if it's ever gonna pop up really nicely, but it was cool to find this thing. and like
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it in the display case. But like half of his face is like the paint peeled off and everything, but it looks cool. It looks like he has a metal jaw now.
They didn't teach you how to
But
use sealer in that class.
no, I don't think. I don't remember using. I don't hardly even remember painting this guy. I remember kind of painting him and a couple of people, but yeah, I kept him. I lost him, and then he must have got thrown off somewhere.
Hmm.
But
Well, that's awesome. That's pretty cool, actually. I
So
like
what about you,
I
Drew?
have some old minis too, but uh, my key hobby element is like if I don't just count the fact that the whole army's NMM gold. I mean, like, I don't know a lot of people who have 30 plus model collections, like armies that they're playing with on the tabletop that are all non-metallic gold. If I didn't pick that to be most proud of, because I mean that's probably the like Jesse basically bullied me into doing it. It's the freehand. I really was like Jesse's been a big push during this whole project because him and I both kind of like we'll he'll bring his tanks over or his horses over or whatever, and he'll be like, hey man, what's wrong with it? Tear it apart or whatever, and then and I'll do the same thing. I'll be like, okay, cool. How do I make this squad unique? You know what I mean? Because like the struggle with me is like I'm trying to win awards, not just at this
right,
event, but just in general, and I don't believe non-metallic metal gold is enough, right? If every dude is just this same like 10 poses of a custody guard guy and they're all gold, that's still not enough. It's impressive, but it's not enough. And so for me it was like, how do I push that? Well, I've got kit bashing and conversions, and I've got freehand. I've got like I try to make every single model, especially in custodies or in the lore, every single one of them has their own names, thousands of names or whatever, and they're all their own heroes. And like every single dude over there is a mythical hero, like a
mm-hmm.
demigod. And so I tried my very best to make everything I could unique. And so there's lots of, again, freehand and kit bashing, and no two banners are the same, anything like that. So that's what I'm most proud of is how I was able to make the army unique beyond even just the paint scheme.
Yeah,
So,
I saw your
that is a
one banner. It
challenge.
was really good. So I mean, when I asked you to bring me the things so I could see your NMM, I thought it was really good done for
Is
each
that the
individual
custom
well,
player.
banner
thanks.
that he saw?
So
You're talking about the one I brought to the shop last week, Mike?
yeah,
Yeah, so so Jesse found a Horus Heresy command squad upgrade sprue for 30k Space Marines,
Mm,
and it has a bunch of banners in it. Well, I say a bunch, it has two, but a bunch of options to customize them however you want. And so that was what I ended up getting to, instead of just having like the custodians have just a banner with like a golden like eagle on it and then a couple of ribbons, and they're all different, a little bit different, from each other,
right.
but they still all look like a golden eagle on a stick. So the command sprues though have like a giant square banner, and then they also have a littler banner that's just a bunch of circles with open flat surfaces that you can freehand on. And
Okay.
so I've got basically the idea is that the first squad I do by the box. So it's just the normal golden eagles on a stick. But the second squad has to have a different banner. So that way they're not just the same copy paste squad over and over. And it'll be the
Gotcha.
same thing if I do a third squad. Or, one of the really easy ones is the Terminators have a banner that does look a little bit different. It's still an eagle on a stick, but it's very different from the other ones. Nobody ever runs Terminator banners. So I'm going to end up using a Terminator banner for my third squad if I ever do a third squad. So that way, again, every single squad looks just totally different.
Yeah.
So that's the idea. But anyways, that's what I'm most proud of, is that, it's a big accomplishment just getting the army done, but how much I went above and beyond just the paint scheme to make it still stand out was such a challenge. And I feel like I've overcome that challenge. The Dreadnought is not a Telemon, it's a totally kit bashed Saturnine Dreadnought. Banners that the Blade Champions nobody owns Blade Champions that look like my Blade Champions because they've got axes and spears instead of just the swords or whatever, right? Like, that's something that's really cool for me to be able to show off and be like, look at my Blade champions. Like,
Right.
they're not just the box Blade champions. So, anyways, we'll wrap it up here with kind of one big bow. And I don't really think, I mean, I kind of feel like we've talked about it already, but is there anything that you guys are most excited for, or is there anything that you're kind of not excited for about the event as a whole? Mike,
The
you want to start us
drive.
off?
Yeah,
Sorry.
the drive.
So, I mean, I'm excited for this thing for a multitude of reasons, right? So, one is I always enjoy like our trips to Adepticon and the conversation that we have because it spurs just a lot of. Oh, I mean, you can't get away from each other for 12 hours, right? So,
Right.
like, you just get time to talk about shit and flesh out, entire conversations without pause, so you can get to a final point, right? So I think that's going to be fun. We can talk about all sorts of shit, you know. So then when we get there, I guess I didn't realize when check-in was and stuff, but we're going to be there a day early. So I'm excited about going around town and looking at the GW store maybe and checking out some other hobby stores for inspiration and ideas for my own store. I think that's really exciting. And then I'm just excited to be part of the event and do something that's immersive. It's narrative. It's competitive, non-competitive, casual play, right? Like it's hanging out with the guys. I'm excited. There's been so much chat in our group Discord already that like you just want to meet these dudes and have your drink and get on with knowing everybody and stuff. And it's honestly so little about playing the game well, but just playing the game and being around and fellowship and camaraderie and all that kind of shit. I think it's just going to be a great thing. And then you get to ride back for 12 hours and talk about the shit for 12 hours, right? So, I think the last time we went to Adepticon, we didn't turn the fucking radio on the way up there or on the way back, and while we had stuff to talk about Adepticon, it's not the same as this. We're both going for the same thing, or whoever rides in the car. We're going for the same thing. We get to talk about what we're going to do. And then on the way back, we get to talk about what we did and then what we're going to do next year. And I mean, we're already talking about what faction we're going to play next year so we can get started on it and stuff like that. I imagine this is going to be, a road trip conversation on the way back that, all three cars are going to figure this shit out and we're going to, be playing.
We're going to get back Monday night and everybody's going to know what we want to play.
Right.
Yeah. And then we're going to realize that nobody wants to play the same thing and it's going to break the group apart. And the Hateful Eight will be the Hateful 3 and 4 and 2.
Tearing the group apart.
So, since I did buy 7 armies, I made sure that I bought Chaos, Imperium, and Xenos, so I can literally play anything in any group. So, I don't even give a shit.
I got the T-Sons, and I bought Drew's Eldari, so I could play either.
Us three were the 3 that I'm not worried about because we can all and Jesse because Jesse's probably just playing a kill team no matter what.
Paul will get whatever he needs.
That's true. I can convince Paul to buy another Titan at this event. So maybe that's my mission for this event is to try and get Paul to buy another Titan. Oh man, that would be a fun time.
Speaking of that,
we started talking about getting the demons
yet?
No.
Okay, me either. I haven't even taken mine out of the box.
No, I opened it and looked at it with Jesse to make sure it was quality, and he was like, "Yeah, these look great." And that was it. What'd you say, John?
I was saying demons. Your first guy convinced him to buy demons, right?
I would love to play Chaos because I would like to play demons.
All right, we can. We have 12 hours there and back to talk about this. So John, what are you most excited for? Is there anything you're not excited for?
I'm most excited for, besides hanging out with everybody, it's my first actual GW sponsored event.
That's true.
And it's kind of cool that it's the grand narrative for the first one I've ever gone to because I didn't get to go to Dallas Open and stuff. So definitely excited to see how that is. I'm also excited, as you know, Drew, I'm a huge fan of Adrian from
Atlanta?
Tabletop Titans.
Oh,
So, and I heard he's going to be there, and it'd just be kind of cool to see the people that I watch play sometimes whenever I'm painting.
yeah. It'll be pretty cool for me to see him again.
Yeah, whatever. The least thing I'm excited for, it's not the talking or anything. It's nothing like that with the drive. It's usually my back. Like usually, if you're talking, maybe not the way there, but after we play every day and stuff, and then we're driving back,
Invest in good
my
shoes.
back gives out.
Yeah, invest in
I
good
have
shoes
good
for sure.
shoes. And I'm got good
Oh, wait,
soles in them.
we're not opening that can of worm. Y'all can talk about that
But-
later. Don't say
but-
you have good shoes because Mike's not going to believe you and he's going to start giving you recommendations. So,
Well, crap, Mike's not gonna give me recommendations. I have great shoes. I spend a
oh
lot on my shoes for my feet.
gosh. You can spend a lot of money on anything and it doesn't mean it's good. So,
All right.
all right. So you're worried about your back. That's fair. We'll have Paul get a little trailer
Ibuprofen.
to
Bring Midol.
lay you down in the back.
Yeah, like that's all it is. Is like I've done a trip to New York. I've driven to New York and back. I've driven to Disney multiple times and back now. And just after some point, my back is just like I need out of this car seat.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, adults usually don't sit in car seats, so maybe that's your problem.
Oh, dang, Mike, teach me more.
That was so what the dad joke was that? Oh my god. Anyways, way to wrap it up.
Am I front facing or rear facing? This is a good point too.
Well,
Is it safe for me to front face yet?
yeah, it probably is.
Oh my gosh. Anyways, well, folks,
What about
I'm
you?
excited for all of that stuff too. So
Okay.
What are you not excited about?
no, I'm also
Spending time with us.
most pumped for the 12 hours there and back because I do enjoy the road trips. I love road trips, period. But I do find our road trips very productive, and I like that they're productive because I feel like I got all these things I want to talk about, and I never really get to talk about them. And I always feel very fulfilled getting to talk about stuff. I know it's crazy to believe that I have more to talk about, and I don't even get to talk about it all. What I'm least excited for, man, honestly, pull the curtain back for the listeners here. What I'm least excited for is how worried I am about getting things recorded and getting content provided while we're there, because I'm going to be in the tank dressed up and like role playing it up. And so I'm like, am I going to forget to take shorts? Are we going to even remember to record?
I'm definitely gonna try to take
I'll
shorts
have
too.
my fucking gimbal. I'll just record your ass, and I'll do an interview with you dressed up.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. I remembered in round 1 at the team event we went yesterday. I started pulling out my phone and was starting to make a short whenever I went onto our channel, and I was like, "Oh, Drew did this. I don't know when he found the time to do this because I finished so early, but Drew's already done it."
Well, I just don't want to. There's a lot of pressure for us to keep the streak going, and the next episode is due like the night we get back. So I'm just saying, that's the only thing I'm not excited for is trying to find time to. It'd be cool to do like a group episode, even almost. That'd be kind of fun. But we'll worry about that then, folks. Again, the next time you see us will be while we're at the Grand Narrative. We will be doing some shorts. We're gonna try and get an episode recorded while we're there, going over the event. So when you hear from us next, we'll be in Atlanta, Georgia, playing some Warhammer. Let us know in the comments below if you've been to the Grand Narrative before, what you've experienced and seen or heard about the event. And if you're going to be there this year and you want to come say, hey, just let us know. We'd love to meet you guys. We're going to have a good time. I will be bringing alcohol. Paul will be bringing alcohol. I'm sure John and Mike will have alcohol available. So come hit us up. We'd love to have a good time with you guys. And comment below if you have any questions or, want to find out where we're at. Anything before we go, guys?
I don't think so. I think that sums it up.
No, I'm good.
All right. Well, appreciate you guys hanging in there. Keep gobbling up each of those adventures.
See
Have
you
a
in
good one.
Atlanta.
See ya.
See ya.